Well, looks like they started leaking the script of the Ayer cut from 2016 Suicide Squad, fresh on the heels of the sequel, The Suicide Squad. And it's got a lot of Jared Leto Joker dialogue in it no one has ever seen or read. David Ayer himself has just confirmed 6 minutes ago from you writing this that he did film everything I'm about to read about Suicide Squad. So let's get right into it. The scene puts Jared Leto Joker at the end of the movie after being resurrected by Enchantress. You heard that right. Jared Leto Joker dies in this helicopter crash in the Ayer cut, and Enchantress brings him back to life and gives him control of her army to march on Gotham. Joker, I'm the walking truth, or maybe I'm not. And if I'm not, then this won't blow his head off. The army lights on their necks begin to flash red. Joker holds up Waller's detonator. His thumb hovers over Deadshot's face on the screen. So this is everyone reacting to the fact that Joker is still alive, and somehow he has managed to get Amanda Waller's detonator and he's threatening to kill Deadshot. And I'm not surprised he's doing that because in this cut of the movie, the Harley and Deadshot romance is more than just hinted at. They full on kiss. So after Joker threatens to kill Deadshot, Deadshot responds and says, "He's real. Dude's real, okay? Joker, I got no beef with you." So Deadshot confirms that Jared Leto is back from the dead and that he has no beef with him. I don't know what it is with Ayer and saying the word beef, but the man likes his meats. Joker, my fate was sealed until I was raptured from doom by this goddess. Joker gestures magnificently. So here Joker confirms that he was dead from that chopper crash, which already makes this movie better in my opinion than Studio Squad. In the theatrical release of the movie, he survives the helicopter crash and it just kind of throws suspension of belief out the window. I feel like there are no stakes at all when Joker can just survive a crash like that. Not to mention when the chopper is shot down in the studio version, that's the last you see of Joker until he shows up at the end to break out Harley out of prison. So at least in the Ayer version, he is part of the finale, and it doesn't feel like he's just popping in and out at random times in the movie, contributing absolutely nothing, because things actually get a lot more crazy from here in the Ayer cut. So Joker gestures magnificently at Enchantress, and then Joker says, "Now all of you bow to the King of Gotham." And Deadshot says, "King of what?" And Joker screams, "Bow to your king," and smooths his hair. "This dear woman's giving me an army to march on our favorite city." I imagine Joker like screaming this, like really like angry. "Bow to your king. This dear woman's giving me an army to march on our favorite city. I will storm the gates and make Batman my vice president. We're very close friends, you see." It's complex. So here Joker says he's teaming up with Enchantress and he's going to march on Gotham with her army. And that little part about Batman being his vice president, I'm speculating that this explains this costume that was never used in the movie. Maybe it was like a vision or something, or Jared Leto, Ben Affleck dressed up in this thing at some point. Some people are saying this dialogue is really cringe, and for those people, I would advise them to watch my video titled Defending the Jared Leto Joker. But if you don't want to watch that video, let me just say this. This only sounds cringe to you because everyone already has set in their heads that this Joker is cringe. If you would have seen the Ayer cut first before the studio cut, maybe people wouldn't think he was cringe and people would just realize that this Jared Leto Joker is obsessed with Batman in the creepiest way we've ever seen in live action before.
I'm your best friend. Besides, who's gonna give you a reach around?
Some people are saying things like, "Wow, never thought I'd appreciate the theatrical release." And I feel like these scenes are being taken out of context. You're really not seeing the bigger picture of what Ayer was trying to accomplish, which is telling a complete story that isn't butchered to hell. He actually gave Joker something to do in this movie. He's part of the finale. His presence matters. That already makes it better. All you have to do is make the Joker better, and that makes the movie better. People hated this movie because the Joker was bad, and now they're giving us stuff that the Joker is doing, and people are like, "No, it sucks." You didn't see it yet. We don't know it sucks. We know the last version, we know that version sucks. Okay, we know this sucks. The jury is out on that movie. And now you guys are just taking that and being like, "Oh, this sucks too." We don't know that. And every time something is leaked, there's always like tons of people online saying that sounds so dumb. But when it comes out in the movie, it's way better on screen than it reads on script to a bunch of amateurs who can't imagine anything beyond black words on a white piece of paper. Some people are complaining, how can you be king and also have a vice president? I do not need to explain that to you. Okay, you obviously want to hate it. So I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to give you a real answer. My answer is just because he's Jared Leto Joker. That's how. Okay? He's the Joker. What the fuck do you need? What do you mean? So now at this point, Joker has recruited Harley back to his side, and he is trying to make her do something with Katana's sword. I'm not really sure what's going on, but this part is important. Harley registers that with a slight flick of her eyes. A seed is planted. She crosses to Katana's sword, picking it up. Disappointment spears the squad, Harley slowly approaching Enchantress with the Soul Taker. So it looks like the Suicide Squad thought that Harley betrayed them at this point. And Joker says, hurry up, do you have to make a goddamn show out of everything? Harley smiles thinly and swallows her pride for the 1000th time. Maybe we see it, and maybe we don't, but it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. So a lot of shit that was cut from this movie was about Jared Leto Joker and Harley Quinn's toxic relationship. He beats the fuck out of her in the Ayer cut, and I think that scared WB a little too much. At one point, he's about to carve her face open, and he also throws her out of a helicopter not knowing if she's gonna live or die. I mean, he really just beats the hell out of this woman. So this is supposed to be the finale moment where Harley finally stands up to the Joker for the first time. So Harley climbs the steps to join Joker and whispers in his ear, Harley, please don't disrespect me in front of my friends. So then I would assume she does something to betray the Joker here and stop Enchantress. So yeah, everyone was complaining about Suicide Squad saying, how is Harley Quinn gonna do anything with a baseball bat? And it's true, she did nothing in the studio cut. But in David Ayer's cut, it's because the Joker trusts her that she's able to save everyone. So she actually does serve like a real purpose in the Ayer cut instead of just walking around with a baseball bat and bending over and taking off her shirt, which I do like those parts, by the way. I heard those parts were mandated by the studio, and sometimes the studio does have good ideas when it comes to Margot Robbie taking her clothes off. Anyway, so I would assume she does something to betray the Joker here and stop Enchantress. Unfortunately, nothing about that battle has been leaked, but the aftermath has been leaked. Enchantress suddenly looks tired, defeated, and back to her old cave look. Her heart transforms back into a dry artifact. Everyone stares in awe at Harley. Joker stares in awe at Harley too. It's the last thing anyone expected. Harley is the most surprised of all. She is delighted with herself. Jared Leto Joker is livid. He pulls his automatic to kill Harley Quinn. Joker says, that's the last time you disobey me. He grabs her by the throat and holds the weapon to her temple. Harley, you're not the boss of me. The defiance in her eyes sears Joker to his core. Joker lowers his weapon, saddened. Joker, no, Harley, I suppose not. I will leave you to your war. May you find what you seek. With that, the Joker turns and recedes into the shadows. Now the squad turns to Enchantress, old, weak, and alone. Yet she smiles, pure animal cunning. Some people say that maybe the Joker wouldn't do this. I think that maybe in this moment he saw Harley Quinn's passion and he noticed that she was one of the only people who he had a weakness for, and so he didn't want to kill her. I think they slowly built that up through the movie, and this conversation between the two of them at the very end is the culmination of all that buildup of Joker showing his soft side, because of Joker showing his weak side to her, because in the Ayer cut, there's a part where Harley Quinn walks in on Joker and he's crouched in a ball alone and crying. There's a part where Joker's about to carve Harley's face open, but then he decides not to. So I think all of that was building up to this moment here where it finally happens. She finally is strong enough to say, fuck you. And he is finally you know what? I don't want to kill you. Even though he tried to kill her earlier before in a helicopter. But here he's you know what? Fuck it. He sees that she cares about this. He finally realizes that he also cares about her. And so he lets her go. So Harley actually kind of breaks the Joker here. And the movie ends with them parting ways instead of linking up for no reason at all. I definitely enjoy that more. Here's one of my favorite parts of a script leak that I've read so far. So this is when the Joker is trying to help Harley escape. I need to be closer to isolate her signal. Joker leans over to the pilot. Closer. If I disable her explosives, the other devices will go into a fail-safe mode. The Joker says, so? Dr. Van Chris says, the others will die. And this is the part I think is so funny. Joker looks at the doctor in disbelief, who feels like an idiot for thinking that the Joker would give a fuck. I think that's funny. The Joker doesn't even say anything. Just imagine the Joker turning and looking at this doctor are you fucking kidding me? I'm the Joker. I don't give a fuck if these people die. He doesn't have to say anything. He just looks at him. And the doctor immediately feels like an idiot for thinking that the Joker would give a fuck. That's funny. I don't care what you say. That's funny. I think this movie sounds a lot better than Studio Squad. I definitely stand behind the fans who are saying release the Ayer cut. I mean, come on. At this point, what did you expect me to say? That I don't want to see more Jared Leto Joker? The worst thing that could happen for me is that it sucks even worse than the original, and then I get to make a real part 2 of this video. See you next time, Janitor Squad.